Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Danny Man Talks Wrestling with me, your host, Danny Man. There are a few stories that I really want to play out in the WWE, and with Triple H's long-term storytelling, I need them to happen quicker. I don't want this story to go down just like the whole Grayson Waller and Austin Theory thing. Where we wanted them to break up. Oh my God, will they, won't they break up? Oh, they're going to break up. Oh, they're not going to break up. And then they break up off screen. So one story that I really want to play out, and this is how I want it to play out, is going to be the Judgment Day's breakup. Now, before we get started, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Come and follow me. I'm trying to post every day. So why don't you come and be part of this journey with me? Now, let's talk wrestling. Now, of course, we've been seeing this friendship between Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio get really passive-aggressive in the last couple of months, with Finn getting upset, first with Finn wanting to win the Intercontinental Championship, and then Dominic Mysterio eventually winning the Intercontinental Championship, then Dominic eventually at AAA has this match for the Mega Campeonato where the Judgment Day offers to help. Dom is like, I got it, no worries. And then El Grande Americano comes out and helps out Dom. Dom wins the championship. The next week on Raw, Finn confronts Dominic. Dominic's like, hey, it's no big deal. This guy's cool, you know. And then there's this new friendship developing between El Grande Americano and Dominic Mysterio. Then Finn's in the background, kind of being really passive-aggressive with Dom. Before Dom's matches, he's like, hey, you got this on your own, man. You don't need us, even when Dom wants his help. This last week on Raw, we saw that Dominic Mysterio recruited JD McDonough to fight Rusev for him. And then while Rusev was beating on JD in the middle of the ring, Dominic did nothing. So, how are we going to book this breakup between Dominic Mysterio and the Judgment Day? I feel like the big fallout in all of this, the match that I want to be like the culmination of this friendship breaking up, I need it to be Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. Which means that next week on Monday Night Raw, Dominic needs to beat Rusev. Now, Dominic can beat Rusev clean. That's just not how El Sucio does it. So, he needs to recruit some help. Judgment Day is upset at him, right? He didn't help out JD McDonough when Rusev had him in the middle of the ring. And then Finn Balor had to come out and make the save. They confronted Dom after this as they're going up the ramp. So I feel like next week, during that Intercontinental Championship match, the Judgment Day is going to tell them, hey, you're on your own, man. Figure it out. So what do I think Dominic Mysterio is going to do? I think Dominic Mysterio is going to recruit his friends, Los Americanos, right? I think El Grande Americano is going to come out to make the save for Dom to help him beat Rusev and retain that Intercontinental Championship. I think that will lead to a confrontation between the Judgment Day and the Americanos for the Tag Team Championship. It's basically going to be them fighting over Dom, right? So during that match for the championship, Dominic is essentially going to have to choose a side. And I think that, unfortunately for us Judgment Day fans, but fortunately because I feel like this team has kind of run its course, I think Dom will choose to help Los Americanos to win the Tag Team Championships. So Dom has chosen the Americanos. And he's out there celebrating with the Americanos. And we have new Tag Team Champions. Next week on Raw, Finn, JD, and Raquel and Roxanne confront Dominic. What was that about? What did he do that for? Dom is like, look, I have a new family. The Grande Americano has embraced me. I don't need you guys, essentially, right? This is me now. I'm out of the Judgment Day. See you guys never, eh? And weeks, after a few weeks, there's back and forth with Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez kind of playing the peacemakers, right? Going back and forth, trying to get Dom to apologize to Finn and JD, Finn and JD not wanting Dominic back, and them just kind of being the middleman, right? Just like trying to bring their family back together. It doesn't work. Eventually, we have this match between Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, for this match, we have Dominic come out on his own. We have Finn Balor come out on his own. And as the match progresses, we have Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez with JD McDonough just come out to the ring, just kind of to watch their family break up, right? Mom and dad are fighting, and they're in the middle of this, and we just want peace, and we would just want our family back together, right? But as the match progresses a little bit, and Dom seems to need some help, Raquel and Roxanne show their true colors. They align themselves with Dominic Mysterio and help him in this match against Finn Balor. Now, this doesn't mean the match is over. As this is happening, JD doesn't know what to do. He can't, these are still his sisters. These are still, people that he shares a locker room with, that he loves his family. He doesn't, he's not going to attack them. So someone else needs to come out and make the save. And that person is none other than Liv Morgan. As I'm booking this, I'm realizing that I'm turning the Judgment Day baby face here. I'm turning JD and Finn Balor and Liv Morgan baby faces. Okay, why not? I don't know. A little weird, but let's do it. So as Liv comes out, she chases away Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. Not to be seen during this match again. Right? They have their feud after this. She basically is upset with Raquel because, she forgot all about her after she got hurt. After she got hurt, she found herself a new tag team partner in Roxanne and just forgot all about Liv Morgan. So we get kind of that storyline branch off of this. So back to the match in the ring. The match is still going. Dominic Mysterio, again, needing some help, calls out El Grande Americano. El Grande Americano comes out to make a save. JD, helps his boy Finn, and they run off. They run off chasing each other away. So it's just Dom and Finn in the middle of the ring. Now, we all know that Dominic Mysterio cannot win clean. That it's just not who he is. That's not who we want him to be, right? So eventually, Finn Balor comes out on top as our new Intercontinental Champion. Now, after this match, there's that confusion with Dom and Liv. Mi güerita, you came back, but you didn't have my back. And, it turns out that Dom, kind of forgot about Liv. He didn't check in on her while she was hurt. Kind of just forgot about her, was focusing on, being this double champion, was focusing on, helping out Roxanne and Raquel, and just forgot all about Liv. So Liv's a little hurt and, doesn't want anything to do with Dom, which eventually leads to maybe a mixed tag team match between Finn Balor and Liv Morgan versus Dominic Mysterio and maybe Raquel, maybe Roxanne. I don't know. But essentially, there's this new... Essentially, Judgment Day is broken up after this point, right? Finn and JD maybe are still, this like tag team camaraderie, friendship thing. No problem with that. Liv goes off and does her own thing. Maybe she chases the Intercontinental Championship. Maybe she chases the World Championship. But she does her own thing. Raquel and Roxanne kind of stick together for that women's tag team. Kind of having each other's back as heels. And I want to see Dominic on his own. I want to see Dominic kind of down in the dumps, not having anyone have his back. He can't get a win because no one has his back. And we all know he can't win clean. So we're eventually, we have him reunite with his dad. We have Rey Mysterio kind of see his son down and embrace him, bring him back, have that lovely father-son moment, and we reunite them as a pair. Maybe not as a tag team, but we reunite them as a pair now that Dom is this, established character in his own right, with his dad, Rey Mysterio. We have that lovely moment, and they go off into the sunset together, and they live another day. Anyway, I don't know. This video was a little bit different. Let me know if you want to see more like this. Let me know if you have any other ideas as to what storylines you want to see, how I can make them play out. Listen, I'm not Triple H here. I'm not a good booker. But you know what? Let's have fun. Let's have fun with this. Let's see what ideas we can come up with together. Leave the comments. Leave your messages in the comments. Let me know how much you hated the way I booked this. But anyway, since you've made it all the way through, why don't you just hit that like button? Thank you guys so much for joining me. And until next time, peace.